And tonight we are going to see if we can make a really nice little gift box with construction grade lumber. So last night we glued up a cedar fence post to make this big block. And we also glued up some Doug fir 2x4 studs that we had cut down to make another block. And we're going to see just how nice of a little gift box we can make out of this commonly available, very cheap construction grade lumber instead of the nice walnut and madrone burl boxes that we've been making the last couple of weeks. We're going to make something out of wood that anybody can get their hands on for very, very cheap. For example, this is, I think I paid like $4 for this fence picket, and this isn't even a whole fence picket. So this is a less than $4 piece of wood. And we're going to see if we can turn it into something nice. And then we also have another chunk of wood. And this one's just construction grade 2x4s. So we're going to see just how nice of a project we can do with these. Stay tuned, because I think I'm going to be able to get these both done in their first coat of oil by the end of this show. Anyways, welcome guys to the shop. I'm just going to tune in on my other phone so I can see the chat here. All right. So yeah, last night we glued this up. And we're going to see if we can make nice little bandsaw gift boxes out of this material. Which you can go down to any box store, any big store, lumber yard, whatever you have, and you can buy a Doug fir stud, which is what this is, just glued together. And you can go to just about any box store, any hardware store, whatever, and buy a cedar fence picket. And this is what this is. It's just a cut up cedar fence picket all glued together. And we're going to see if we can make a really nice gift box out of these two chunks of construction grade lumber, dude. Let me get my respirator on here. There we go. Oh yeah, safety glasses, dude. Need those. Hey, welcome to everybody that's tuning in. This is less than $4 worth of cedar fence picket. This is definitely way less than $4 of Douglas fir stud 2x4. All glued together. We're going to see how nice of a project we can make out of less than $10 of lumber. We're going to get 2 boxes. I'm going to turn and face y'all towards my bandsaw. So just hang on a second. I'll point you over towards the bandsaw. How'd that work? How'd that do? That's pretty good. Well, you know what, dude? We forgot to sweep up last night, guys. Slacking off, dude. Yeah, so first I'm just going to I think this is going to be the front of this one. So yeah, we just got to shape it, dude.
Alright, so now we got our basic shape. And we're going to cut the back. Actually, let me shave a bit off that. So now we're going to cut the back off of this. There's the back. I like to mark what stuff is as I'm going. Now we're going to cut the drawer out. Alright, I cut a little too far right there, but we'll sort that out later. That's going to be our drawer. And actually, the grain on this doesn't look too bad, dude. It looks pretty sick. Keep in mind, this is just construction grade 2x4s we're working with here. I like to throw a little B and an F on these. Just a little reminder, you know. So we're going to cut, now we're going to cut the front and the back off of this drawer. This is the top. I'm just going to put a little, kind of just going to draw like the rough shape I want here for the drawer. Just sort of like a little mental reminder or whatever, but just a rough draft. And that'll be our drawer. Kind of a Santa sleigh looking little thing. Dude, I think actually this is going to be a good looking, it's going to end up being a good looking box. That's our drawer. Good little drawer. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but now we have this big chunk of cedar. So let's get this thing sorted out. feel like these will be useful later. Welcome, everybody. So it's kind of a rough shape. I'm going to cut the back off this now. Now we're going to do the drawer. Nice big drawer on this one. Now we're going to cut the front and the back off the drawer. That's the front of the drawer. Now we are going to cut out the shape of the drawer. Looks like a snail kind of, huh? I'm gonna point you.
Let me point you back over here at the work table. Everybody, we got people hanging out. What's up, guys? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the old after work chilling in the wood shop stream. Tonight we are seeing if we can make nice little gift boxes out of commonly. Oh no, we have a problem here. We got some gaps opening up on this one. This is commonly available construction grade lumber. Maybe we'll glue the back on this one. And then shave, glue the back on this, and then we'll take it over to the bandsaw later and cut the bottom off maybe. We have that one, and then we have this big old cedar one. Oh, that side goes up. There we go. This one's gonna have a nice big drawer on it. I don't know, cedar looks pretty good, dude. I think I'm gonna use CA glue for getting this one all put together. So stuff real quick, dude. Grab a clamp for this one. Yeah, I'm gonna use CA glue for this one, guys. Hey, welcome to the shop, everyone. Tonight we are, if you're just arriving tonight, we are trying to make cool little gift boxes out of commonly available construction lumber. This little piece here started out its life as a cedar fence picket. So let's see if we can turn that into something cool. And this one started off as construction grade 2x4s, and I think we're going to glue this one, and then or I guess we could try to either sand down to that. I'm not sure what to do about this separating yet. I'm still kind of thinking about that, but yeah, we're going to try to make two cool little gift boxes for less than $10 worth of construction grade lumber here tonight in the shop. So grab this clamp. And we're going to try to do it with CA glue because it's faster acting than the wood glue. And we're just going to be really careful that we don't get it all over us. You know what I mean? together real fast, dudes. There we go. There we go. So I'll just set these down for a sec. Come over here. Well, I guess while we're here, we could glue the back on this one too. I got the clamps for that. That's the back. Yes, it is. How's everybody doing tonight, dude? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Another beautiful Tuesday night in the shop. Thankful to be here doing this. For sure. I think I might be getting a little cold. I don't know if everybody saw the news today or whatever, but Humboldt County legend Sunflower has passed. It's no longer with us, unfortunately. I met her 1997. I was 17 years old, I believe, and I was hitchhiking around, and I was up north, and her and a friend picked me up in the town of Orick, California, near the coast there, and they took me down to Arcata because that's the way they were headed, and took me to the Arcata Co-op. So that was how I met local Humboldt legend Sunflower. And I just saw, after not hearing anything about it or hearing or seeing anything from her in like 30 years, I see on Facebook a couple posts that she had passed. And so I just wanted to say, rest in peace, Sunflower. Thanks for the ride many, many years ago. Yeah, this looks really bad right here, huh? It's like, what are we going to do? It's like going all the way through on some of that, dude. So there's like cutting it away isn't going to do anything. Not big enough. What if we glue a walnut base on there, dude? Nah. Maybe we could fill that. Maybe we could fill that crack with some glue and sawdust. I'll try that. See how we're doing on the old sawdust supply right here. A little bit of that walnut sawdust left over. Welcome, everyone. If you're just now tuning in, we are trying to make cool stuff out of crappy construction grade lumber tonight. We're going to make a gift box out of a cedar fence picket, and then this is just construction grade 2x4 lumber, which we're getting a huge separating from. Probably my bad from the gluing. And I'm going to try to do the old sawdust and glue crack fill, although it might be too wide of a crack, dude. We'll see. It might just make it have a cool brown line in it. That would be ill. I need to get the activator before I do this. So I'm just taking this this sawdust and I'm putting it down in these cracks here. And I'm going to hit it with that CA glue. And then I'm going to hit it with some activator. And hopefully that will take care of these cracks. As you know, we weren't starting off with like super nice wood, dude. This is literally just a Doug fir from the big home box store. Doug fir 2x4. And I'm coming down with a little bit of a cold tonight. Oh man, yeah, for sure. That might end up looking cool. We will see. Let's hit it with that activator. Oh, is that crack coming through our drawer too? No, not really, actually. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I think that's going to be good, guys. That filled the crack in fairly well there, dude. I think we're ready to clamp and glue and clamp this one. Anyway, yeah, this started off as basically a 2x4 cut and glued. Grain looks cool. We'll see how it comes out once it's all done and gets stained and everything. That's gonna go like that. Perfect. That goes like that. Perfect. Set that aside. Oh yeah, and then I've got this Madrone box I started working on last night. So we can, oh yeah, and this little, I just made a quick and dirty little table, little live edge walnut little display stand for when I do the craft shows to put the boxes on. So that'll get a little bit of a sanding and a nice finish. It's nothing fancy, dude. It's just glue, but it doesn't have a whole lot of weight. It's just gotta look nice for the craft show. We need to salvage some clamps, so I'm gonna unclamp this project. Pretty sure the glue is dry. It's been 24 hours. This is my least favorite clamp right here. The Jorgensen Easy Hold 2. It's free though, so that's cool. Yeah, this is gonna be a Madrone burl box. I don't need that right now, but this isn't necessarily what we're working on right this second. That's the back. So yeah, this is just like a gnarly piece of Madrone burl. It'll be another box. Needs quite a bit of work still. Yeah. Actually, we will certainly done for sure. gonna dab a little CA glue down in there, and I give it a couple little ones, little squeezes like that. Seems to work it down. It cracked pretty good. And we'll give it one of these. It's a little bit more right here. Welcome everybody that's tuning in, and thank you. If you got any questions or you want to say hi or whatever, just throw it in the chat. Don't be scared. Yeah, okay. On that side, dude. There we go. See how that does. One thing I noticed with this Doug fir though, dude, is it cracks easy. It's soft, especially compared to the walnut and the madrone burl we've been working with. It is really easy to mess it up because it's so soft. Set this aside for now. Get the drawer glued together. Dun, 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 dun. Guys, if you like hanging out here in the shop and you want to help support the channel, click that subscribe button and that like button. It would help us out. Go a long way towards defeating that algorithm, dude. Might have overdone the glue on that one. Oh man. The thing about it is I'm a little clumsy, dude. So my clumsiness often gets in my way a little bit, but you know, just gotta figure out ways to outsmart yourself, right? I'm sure the CA glue's got to be, yeah, it's done. Put the glue away. Yo, I think this cedar box is gonna turn out great, honestly. Got a good feeling about the cedar one. And this is less than $4 worth of lumber, guys. This is a, that's right, yeah. This is a cedar fence picket, dude, from the box store. I'm gonna need to sand that down a little bit to get it to fit. Ooh, that is not exactly all the way dry. Be right back, guys. I'm gonna head over to our friend, the belt sander right here. See, that is a good fit. That's what we want. What do you think, guys? That's gonna end up being a decent looking box, huh? Once it's all sanded and stained. Not bad for less than $4 worth of wood, right? Hey, what's up, everybody?
right, guys, here's the cedar box, dude. So far, I think it's going to come out great. Yeah, dude, we can get the sand in. All right, guys, I'm seeing another. There's a crack on the cedar right here. The seam didn't clamp very well. See if maybe a little sanding will help, or maybe I gotta do the old glue again. Hey, William, welcome. Hey, William, thank you. Thank you for saying so, man. This started off as a cedar fence picket, dude. So this is less than $4 in lumber right here. I do have to repair this part, but I'm trying to generate some cedar dust from sanding that I can use to fill these cracks and then glue it. Let's see if we got a good amount of cedar dust to work with here. Nice. Now just a little bit of the old thin CA glue. A bit of the activator. I kind of missed the spot right here. That's wild. It's crazy, dude. And that activator just instantly hardens the CA glue, dude, like instantly solid. Pretty badass. And now this crack's all filled and we just gotta sand it. first sanding. Here is where we are with the fence board. The fence board bandsaw box, dude. I might take a little. That should do it. Oh, perfect. Perfect, dude. So yeah, this was a fence board, dude. Pretty cool. Fence board. Now we're back over here to this thing. I also make these guys. If that's what you're into, let me know. I can make you custom ones of those. All right, this one has a lot of work needs to be done, but this started off its life. This was a Douglas fir 2x4 stud. Not bad. This was our little crack fix right here. Need my glue. Hey, Lois. Welcome. What's the other one? Yeah, let's take it. Welcome, welcome. We might be able to make something cool out of this, dude. This little scrap cut. I like it. I like that one. I guess this one needs to be sanded too. Actually, this one needs the old belt sander, dude. Yo, the glue on that knot yesterday held it really well, so this is not bad at all. Need to flatten it. Definitely don't do that. All right, back to the project at hand, dude. Hey, I'm gonna turn on the air compressor for a second. It's gonna get noisy. This is really soft, but yeah, this started out as a fence board. It started out as a fence board, dudes. Pure excitement. Pure excitement, man. Leave that clamp for a second. Yeah, my guys. This one next. I thought I had a 125 here. The 120. Here, there's a 120. We'll hit it with the 120. Yeah, check out that fit. Nice, nice, nice. All right, dudes, I'm gonna head to the belt sander for a sec. I'll be right back. All right, guys. So this one, where is it? This one started out as like a construction 2x4 stud. So 2x4 stud, a fence board. We're getting there, dude. We got a little bit of sanding to do, but I think we'll be able to finish these up tonight, I think. welcome everybody that's just joining, dude. Welcome to the shop. Thanks for hanging out. We're just trying to build stuff out of inexpensive, widely available lumber today. So this was a cedar fence board, and this was a construction stud. Gonna go a little bit finer on our grit here. Going to 180. 180 on the grit. Come on, man. There you go. That's super soft, dude. That's a very, very soft wood.
guys, I think I'm ready to I'm ready to hit these with some oil. But just to recap, this was a 2x4 construction stud, and this was a cedar fence board. What do you think? How'd it come out? Decent? Oh, I need drawer pulls on those. I do need a drawer pull on each of those, so let's think about it. That's fucking tough shit. That's not the way. That is not the way, dude. There we go. Like that. And this one. Hey, I just wanted to thank everybody for hanging out with me, man. It's nice to have people chilling in here. Hanging out in the old shop. I'm just going to kind of sand this piece a little bit. Got any other woodworkers in the chat? What you guys working on? Where'd I put my medium glue, bro? There it is. Oh, nice, Henry. Or was that Harry? Nice, dude. Did you do the old glue up the end grain, or just big solid pieces of wood? This was going to be a cutting board, and then it kind of ended up being my little shop sanding board thing. I don't know how long you guys have been following on this episode, but this was construction 2x4s, Doug Fir, and this was a cedar fence board. And the experiment was to see if we could make a nice little thing out of commonly available lumber that you can get milled in. Yeah, those are nice, man. Those are labor intensive, dude. Those are nice. Those are for holiday gifts. Are you selling them? With these things, I figured, man, we spent the last couple of weeks making those super nice ones with the walnut and the drone burl. I just thought, what if I made some with the cheapest possible lumber? How would those come out? Oh, and this one like had pretty bad cracks, so we filled that with sawdust and glue. And while the the walnut and madrone burl box, they were, people liked them and people bought them, I realized I also need some more affordable options at my table. Nice, dude. Nice. What do they charge you for a table over there at that market? Nice, dude. That makes me feel good that we got woodworkers chilling in here, man. Makes me feel good. You know, one thing I noticed about trying to shape this Doug Fir is that it's so soft, dude, that even the tiniest little bump dents it, which is super unfortunate. But they are a lot easier to sand than the walnut ones. It's like actual sawdust coming off these. Dude, I wouldn't mind like a monthly marketplace to go try to sell some of these. That would be nice. Oh, dude, that is the dream. That is the dream. I would not mind a deal like that at all. So we had some like the super glue kind of squeezed out on us right there. So let's see if I can just sand that back a little bit. You know what, man? This one's getting this again. Nice. All right, dudes, let's get to oiling, huh? The best part of the whole time. Throwing some oil on there. Let me open a window. I'm about to use that Danish oil. So I think I'm gonna go with the lighter colored golden oak Danish oil on these ones, dude. It's not my usual favorite. I usually tend to go a little darker if I'm gonna go Danish oil. But let's see what happens. Anybody else's shop towels, just old ripped up shirts? Mine are. Okay. Throw that there. Golden oak Danish oil. See how it looks on cedar. All right, guys. Hey, not bad. It's a little orange. Not a huge fan of that oranginess, but it's not bad. Actually, it looks good. Not bad for a fence board. You know what? I think once this Danish oil dries, this wood is so soft, I might do a couple coats of the, what is this here? I might give it a couple coats of the wipe-on polyurethane, maybe tomorrow. Just because it's such a soft wood, man. It looks good. I mean, for what it is, dude, less than $4. Less than $4 in construction lumber right here is what this one is. So, you know, in a pinch, if you had to make gifts, Thompson. I don't have any Thompson, but I'll keep that. I should get some of that, dude. You talking about like the deck stuff? So, you know, if you had the tools and you had to make gifts and you didn't have a lot of money, man, you could literally make 2 of these per fence board. So what's that? $4 to make 2 of these. Less than $4 to make that. You could probably make 3 of those other ones for $4. So yeah, so if you had the tools, dude, and you didn't have any money, you could definitely make some cool gifts with cheap construction grade lumber, I think. I should see if I can figure out how to splice this one into a video. Cool gifts for under $4. You know, times are tough out there. Yeah, Thompson is a good. I should try the Thompson. There was one other one somebody recommended that was it was a flooring type finish, but they used it on like countertops, like when they had to do like walnut countertops and bars, they used it. But it was like something they used for flooring. It looked nice. I like that tung oil. I did all those walnut boxes in the tung oil, dude. Like if you have a nice wood like walnut or something, tung oil is real good for that because it doesn't really change the tone too much, you know. Kevin England, welcome back. Kevin, tonight I made a couple projects out of cheap construction grade lumber. And this was a cedar fence board. And this other one is a Doug fir stud. I think you should, Harry. It's actually become one of my favorite things to make is the bandsaw boxes. I don't know, man. It's super satisfying. They kind of took over my little shop here, dude. I've got like 30 of these things. So you would love it. You would absolutely love it. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Kevin. These are under $4 each in material. This is half of a cedar fence board, I think, which was $4. And the other one's half of a stud, half of a Douglas fir stud. So yeah. The thought was, can we make like really, really affordable gifts with, you know, readily available construction grade lumber that you can get anywhere or close to anywhere. And I think so, man. I think that, like, you know, if you gave somebody this box as a gift, they'd probably be pretty stoked, dude. You know? Unless they were, you know, unless they were an asshole. But you would probably know that beforehand and not want to be gifting them stuff anyway. You know what? Actually, I think the golden oak colored Danish oil was a good call for the cedar, dude. And I'll come back tomorrow with the wipe on polyurethane for both of these because this wood is just really soft, dude. Anyway, let's take a quick gander. That's not a bad little, you know, freehand shape, like freehand design. I just kind of whipped it out. Drawer's got a good fit. Decent sized drawer. I totally agree, Harry. I totally agree. And you could make this box for literally less than $4, man. And I think it'd be a good gift. We'll see. I'll give this to somebody. We'll see if they like it. I'm gonna set it over here to dry. Now for the Doug fir, which seems to be even softer than the cedar as far as getting dings in it. It's like I was sanding this and then noticed that when I set it down, I dinged it over here and then sand it, and it just, yeah. It's probably why they don't make boxes out of Doug fir. Why do they make studs out of it then, dude? Oh, and these lines in the bottom is because there was cracks there, and so I just filled that with sawdust and glue. Oh, I love it when your rag gets nice and soaked and you just go for it. You know. How far apart the grain is on the. It looks cool though. I mean, that doesn't look bad, dude. Bottom kind of sucks because I had to do that fix, but it looks cool. I mean, for $4, less than $4, can't be beat. I hope I didn't make this too small to get my hand in there, dude. Uh-oh. I don't know, I got it. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out in the shop, man. Even though it's, you know, it's on YouTube, it still feels like I got buddies hanging out in the wood shop with me. Dude, it's cool. Dude, why is it the one spot is being tough right there? There we go. Let's give it a little more since it's being stubborn. Yeah, Harry, I want to do bandsaw boxes for a long time too, man. And then I finally just went out and bought the bandsaw, and dude, I love making them. It might take over. They might take over your workshop time. You see a piece of wood on the side of the road and wonder if you can make a bandsaw box out of it. And now we can compare the cedar. Dude, that looks pretty nice. Actually, I think I might like the golden oak on the fir better. It looks really warm. Nice. Let's do a side by side. We've got the cedar. We've got the Douglas fir. Cedar. Cedar. Ooh, I like how the grain turned out like that. As you can see, it was really thin as a fence board. There's a cedar, Douglas fir. 2x4 stud. Fence board. Pretty cool, man. I mean, both of these total amount into these boxes, couple hours and less than $10, dude. Because I already had the Danish oil. I guess if you didn't already have the Danish oil or whatever, if you didn't have a finish for it, it would be more expensive. But I already had it laying around. So if you already got the stuff laying around, you know, one cedar fence board or one stud, half of a cedar fence board. Two beautiful gifts. A couple hours of your time, less than $10 in material. I'd say it was a success, dude. And oh yeah, let me show you guys. Get rid of that for now. Show you guys this real quick. This is the jewelry box I'm working on for my wife. Dude, 1,500 planners, bro. Dang. So yeah, here's a little walnut. Oops. Walnut jewelry box for the wife. And this was just a random piece of scrap wood. It had a big knot in it. And I was like, you know what? Rather than throw away this tiny chunk of scrap wood with a knot, because you know it's got that like little bit of like figure in it because it's walnut. So instead of throwing away that little piece of scrap wood, just made a little bandsaw box. I think that'll be a good little gift. I like stuff like this where, you know, you got like the knots and the cracks and the stuff like that. Yeah, it gives it character. I love it. I love it, man. Okay, so I should definitely take the drawers out of these to dry overnight. But overall, I think somebody's going to be stoked to get one of these boxes as a gift. So I'd say the experiment was a success. 2 gifts for less than $8. 2 nice gifts for less than $8. A couple hours of your time. Totally worth it. Totally worth it, dude. And Harry, it's good to meet you, man. Thanks for chiming in. Thanks for the chat. I appreciate it. Kevin, good to see you again. Everybody else that tuned in, thank you. I'll be back tomorrow night. We'll see what we're doing tomorrow night. Just kind of winging it each night as we go. So take it easy, guys. I'm going to go to bed. Thanks again. All right. I'll see you, Harry. Take care, y'all.